Hey Henry, I'm so glad I finally tracked you down. I need to ask you a few questions.
Oh, you do? Well, I'm terribly busy and an important man, but I can spare you a moment.
Okay, let's start with your childhood then.
My childhood?
Yes, your background, your education.
Oh, my education!
Yep.
Well, when I was 4 years old, my dad sent me to the church so I could learn to be a churchman.
You mean you weren't training to be a king?
Well, I was also tutored by the best. I learned different languages, math, and science, but I wasn't training to be king.
Really? Why?
Well, in my family, I was just another son that they had. They didn't think that I was anything special. They felt that I shouldn't be king.
Then how did you become king?
My older brother Arthur died, leaving me heir to the throne.
So you married Arthur's widow.
Yep.
Now tell me, Henry, what was your life like before you got involved with religion?
Like I said before, my parents sent me to church to learn to be a churchman when I was 4. You really don't have a life when you're 3, do you?
Good point. Are you Christian or Protestant?
Protestant? I started my own church, the Church of England. I do believe anyone can run a church, as long as they have God on their side. Nothing beats the divine right of kings.
But the Pope didn't have your back on this. Is that correct?
Yeah, but I got him back.
How?
You know the Pope's buddy, Thomas More. Off with his head. Need I say more?
Now tell me, if you could go back and do it all over again, would you do anything differently?
Excuse me?
Knowing what you know now, would you go back in time and do everything exactly the same way? Or would you do it differently?
I'd do it exactly the same way, all over again. I did it once, I'll do it again. Don't question my decisions.
Do you think your actions had a big effect on your daughter Elizabeth?
No! God tells her what to do. If she doesn't want to marry, fine by me. If she doesn't want to have children, fine by me. My actions don't affect people. It's God's action. God working His will through me and mine.
Back on the whole Christian or Protestant subject, did you try to spread your beliefs throughout the world?
You know what they say.
No, tell me.
Christians, off with your head. Protestants, would you care for some cake?
So you forced everyone to believe what you did, or you'd kill them?
I didn't force, I just scared them. Persuaded them into believing.
Interesting tactics. Would you summarize your beliefs for us?
Well, I believe that anyone can get a divorce, and anyone can run a church. You see, my first marriage was arranged with Arthur's widow to keep an alliance with Spain, but I got tired of her, and she couldn't give me an heir to the throne, so I secretly married Anne Boleyn. Once I had formed an alliance with Rome, Catherine's marriage with me became invalid, and Anne's marriage valid. Soon Anne and I had our first child, Elizabeth.
Then what happened?
Having a girl upset me, so I said Anne was a witch and trapped me into marrying her. Her brother George overreacted and tried to kill me, so I had both Anne and George killed.
Really? Who'd you marry next?
Once I killed Anne, I immediately married Jane Seymour. A few months after our marriage, Jane was pregnant, hoping for a boy. I gave her anything she wanted, and guess what?
What?
She had a boy, Prince Edward, but Jane died about 2 weeks after he was born. She was the only one of my wives to be buried with me.
After that, did you marry again?
Not right away. I stayed single for about 2 years. Then I married again because Rome broke our alliance, which left England vulnerable. So I married Anne of Cleves. But our marriage wasn't working out because young Catherine Howard had caught my eye, so we got a divorce. I let Anne tell everyone that she had been engaged to someone before me, and she should be with him.
So Catherine Howard was next up on the chopping block?
Well, Catherine Howard was one of Anne Cleves' ladies-in-waiting. The minute she walked into the court, I was in love. 15 days after I divorced Anne, I married Catherine.
Now, how old were you when you got married to Catherine?
I was 49 years young, and Catherine was 19. Not too bad.
Now what was wrong with her?
She started cheating on me with men close to her age, so I killed her. No one cheats on me.
Who was next?
Catherine Parr. I saw her one day and requested her hand as well as the rest of her. But there was something going around about her, and her ladies reading banned books. A warrant was issued for her, but it was accidentally dropped, and one of Catherine's ladies found it and showed it to Catherine. After that, Catherine pretended to be very ill to stall being arrested. I came to see her to tell her how stupid she was being. She didn't know her place, but I forgave her. Her intentions were good. She was only trying to get my mind off my health and pain.
Oh, and then you died next, right?
What? I die? King Henry VIII never dies.
But it says here in this book that soon after you died, leaving Catherine to take care of your son Edward IV. But that didn't last long either, because soon afterwards she died too.
That's probably a lie. I never died.
Sure, whatever makes you feel better.
Off with your head!
Sorry, I take it back.
Good.
What do you think of the situation in Europe during the 1500s? What would you like to see happen?
Those French! I want them gone. You see, I joined forces with Pope Julius II and others and formed something I called the Holy League. We wanted to drive King Louis XII out of Italy. We finally made peace in 1514.
What does that have to do with my question?
The French have to go. Yep.
Well, that's really all I have to ask you.
Good. I was getting bored with you anyway. I might have just chopped off your head to keep me entertained.
Well, I've got to go now. Bye!